Today we are talking about designing enterprise UI directly on production code. The reason that we're talking about this is there's been a massive shift that you've already seen with AI and its ability to take prototypes or to take your thoughts and just put them into production. And that's speeding up every day. And what we're doing here at Builder is we're taking that gap, and I'm going to show you how we're doing it today, but we're taking that and making it even smaller. The going from, I would like to say of it is going from, let's delay that. Going from thought to production, or going to, yeah, thought for production, but at the speed of thought. Today, I want to show you how we do that at Builder. Let me go ahead and do this. So our agenda is we're going to show how we're speeding up prototyping and research. We're going to start from a PRD, from an idea, or from direct user feedback, because that's generally how we're getting these things coming in. We're going to generate existing or UI from existing design systems, and we're going to work on production code bases. So we're not just, there's lots of design tools out there. I won't use any names, but there's design tools out there, and they're great at what they do for designing, but they are not always great because then you have multiple layers of people that have to get involved in multiple stages. And we tend to move in a more of a waterfall approach, right? Where we're going step by step by step. And so what we actually want to do is we want to compress those stages and go, because less stages means that if we can go from our ideas and from our designs right into code, we're going to get one, we're going to speed up the delivery, so make our customers more happy. We're going to not have all the mistakes that we typically have with handoffs, where design makes it into the next stage and it is a little bit off, and then we have to fix it, and then another thing gets messed up, and we end up in this back and forth. And so we want to avoid all that. And then we want to refine, we want to collaborate, because at the end of the day, we're working as teams. We're not just working as solo operators. We're working as units. And often if you're in an enterprise context, you're working across multiple units, and it can have a ton. I know some enterprises, we're talking hundreds and even thousands of teams. What we want to do is at the end of this, we want to just ship code in record time. That's what we're looking to do. We're looking to improve our products. We're looking to improve our end user experiences, which in turn helps us all just do the job that we want to do, which is make cool stuff for people, right? So AI enables us to go from prototype to production faster than ever before. I said that already. Design technologists, people that are involved in, if you call yourself a product engineer now, or you're a developer or whatever it is, you're already probably using in some capacity AI to prototype, whether that's creating images, or whether that's getting feedback and things like that. But most of those tools, they generate like thorough UI in these isolated sandboxes. They generate things that look really good, but then again, you've got those layers of steps that you're having to go down. And so why? They don't have your code base. They don't have your design system. Basically, you're designing in a fancier Figma, right? You're designing in like a fancier design tool, which really still at the end of the day doesn't have your actual code, your actual assets, your actual design system, all the things that you've done. And I know design systems are not something that you just do really quickly. They take a long time. And then getting all the products across your company to adhere to those design systems is a whole other story. And so what we want to do is make that a lot easier. And so that you're delivering consistent on-brand prototypes, apps, anything that you want for your end users. So the result is, again, your prototypes, they don't look like production. Your generic code does not actually, doesn't look like your design system. It doesn't match the stuff. It is a little bit off. I'm not a designer by background. I'm a developer, so I always say it looks good to me. But I know that to designers, it does not look good to them. And if that's you, we want to help you. We want to help you get through to the developers that are a little bit harder headed sometimes. More translation equals more rework. And we do not like to have rework. We don't want to have you spending an hour here doing one thing. In the next phase, you're spending another hour. In the next phase, you're spending another hour, and then it all goes back. And so we want to help you save time. So Builder is making this possible today. So you connect your actual repo. So your code is context. So whatever your code is doing, our agents are looking at that code and they're creating new applications and new pages and new experiences that do the same thing your underlying code does. Again, if you're not a developer and you don't have a technical background, that's totally fine, because that's what the agent is for. So the agent is going to understand those things. It's going to understand your back-end system. It's going to understand the routes. It's going to understand all the things so that you can just focus on design and making it look good and making the prototypes that function like your users are asking for. Builder can know your design system. So your components, your styles, again, their context. I'll show you how this works in a little bit. We take your design system and we actually pull it in as context into the agent. And then you can reference that as you're building with our tool. Builder can use other things like your Figma imports, screenshots, and even files as additional context. And then you can add things like skills and custom instructions to provide even more context. So again, context in the terms of AI is king. Whatever you put in is going to help the result of whatever you put out. Whatever today, you can almost put in nothing and it still looks really good. But imagine a world that has all these levels of context the result that you're going to get in light of that. So all these things lead to high quality prototypes. They lead to updates that you can actually ship. They again lead to reduced time to market. They lead to overall just you just get like better results. And I'll show you as a PM shipping code regularly, I'm constantly hearing feedback from users and like almost immediately being able to get that at least in front of our developers for review, or at least in front of those customers for conversations through prototypes. And like it's really incredible actually what we're allowing people to do. So again, showing you current state, what we're doing is the traditional thing here is you've got these strategic initiatives while you've also got your enhancements and your backlog and your bug fixes. What used to happen was this takes a lot of time. And especially if you're running in a company with an established code base or a lot of customers, a lot of times this kind of inverts and this becomes your whole focus. And this kind of takes a little bit of a backseat, or it shows up at quarterly planning or yearly planning. And then next thing you know, you're like, oh my goodness, it's already quarter again. And I still need to research and prototype and do all this stuff. And so what's happening, what we want to do is we want to help you maximize this because this is how your business is going to move forward. And this is what your customers are asking for. And we want to minimize this because while this is great, and obviously you want to fix bugs, these are the things that agents can handle. These are the things that are often they're moving your team's attention on things that away from the strategic things and the enhancements that you really want to focus on. So again, like just showing you this, we want to accelerate your roadmap. We want to help you deliver faster. And then we want to shift developers to be able to do strategic work by making these things super easy to fix, super easy to take care of. So let me show you a demo. I'll walk you through some of this. If you are using Builder already and you have a Fusion space, we've called it Fusion. So you'll see that when you go create a new space, you'll have the ability to do a Fusion space or what we call publish space, which is our content management solution. I've created a publish or a Fusion space here. This is the web app. I'm actually going to be using the desktop app today just because that's where I operate in primarily, but you can download this as an Electron app that runs. And so it does all the same things the web app does. But this is, again, tends to be where I find myself. I have a project that I've created called HRM Demo. If you take a look here at the actual, there's a real code base. So it's actually connected, just showing you that this is a React Vite app with TypeScript, Tailwind. If you use Radix UI, and I'll show you how I actually index that. So again, you might say, oh, we have a different design system. That's really great. I'll show you what I did with that in a minute. If you're non-technical and it doesn't relate to you, just ignore it. But I just did want to show you that this is a real actual repository, real actual code that I'm developing against. And I'll show you the pull requests and other things that I'm doing here in a second. But I created this application so we can take a look, and I'll go ahead and open it. I'll open it up here. I called it Greenish House HR. So if you ever use Greenhouse, you've got your human resources management tool, and maybe you like it or don't or whatever. But if you're working on something like this, you'll see there's a bunch of different pages that you have here. So we can go into our customer directory here, and I've got my employee profiles. If you scroll down, you'll notice some of these might be familiar to you. So we've got Andy Bernard, Angela Lipton, Angela Martin. These are office characters. So again, if you don't like The Office, totally cool. They can just be people. But this is our little Greenish House HR that's helping us manage our office workplace. So we've got an employee directory here that I've created. We've got, let's go to expenses. So you can see that there's expenses things here. And again, this is running on our code base. If I can click on submit expense and I can see all this. In addition to running on an actual code base, this actually is running against a real backend too. Ignore the RLS security things if you are a backend data engineer. I'm just doing this for demo purposes, but you'll see this is an actual Postgres Supabase database. I'm running against real data. So if I go to profiles, you'll see all that stuff you just saw is here. So again, just showing you that this is an actual code base running against actual data. We can connect to anything out there, and we're growing in that ability. So you're actually developing. I had a customer recently I was talking to, and they were like, wow, like after being in one tool, I don't know how in the world you can create all these other statuses or all these other workflows and all these other flow states and things like that. And I'm like, it's running against your actual code. It's not that it's a representation of it. It's not that you're having a prototype that has a workflow that you click this thing and it does this and you move here. We're literally running against your actual code. So it should look exactly like you would expect it to. If I go back and I talk to you about design systems, let me show you here back in Builder. You'll see a tab here called design system. I've connected. So I just indexed the one that it was already in, but you can add a design system index. So if you have another repository somewhere that has your design system in it, or you reference another one, you can run this indexing. And what it'll do is it actually will look for all your components. It'll look for all your design tokens. It'll look for all your styles, excuse me, and it'll actually pull those in into this design system index. And what it's doing is it's providing now greater context for anything that the agent builds. So if I click into here, you'll see it's scoped to this space. You can scope it to your entire organization if you want. It's got 258 components that are in it. And let's go ahead and click in to take a look at this. What's really cool about this is for every single component that's inside that repo, you'll see if I go to, let's go to accordion. It's got the relevant files, it's here. It's got the purpose of the accordion. And this was all generated for me. So I didn't do any of this. I didn't go set each one of these up and tell it exactly what it was doing. It actually auto-indexed. And based on the context of the repo, it figured out what to do. So it's telling it when to use it. It's got architecture. If you keep scrolling down, it's got like what the API looks like, all the props that are here. So if you're not technical, you don't need to worry about all those specific things, but all of this is going to get then used by the agent as context. And what's really great about that, if you scroll down, you'll even see things like usage examples and keep scrolling down, component relationships. What's also great, in addition to the LLM being able to use, this is also documentation, right? So this, you can look at any time, you can go search for a specific one. So I might know that I want to look for, let's see what form components there are. Okay, so I've got these different forms here. I can go into form label and I can see, okay, what's going on with the form label. Scroll back up. Form labels. And I just read about it. Again, human readable language. I can use this as really great internal documentation and it documents your design system. You don't have to do it for somebody. You don't have to have a separate place. All within Builder, you've got now this design system documentation, which is absolutely fantastic for you and then can be referenced in the project. So for instance, if I know, let me go to look for another one of these. Let's see. So I've got submit expense and we've got description, category, amount. Let me see. What do I want to add here? Let's do this. Let's do a sort, so I can sort for category and amount. So inside of here, I'm gonna actually, shouldn't have clicked out of that, but it's totally fine. What I want to do is let me go and I want to create a new branch and I want to add a sorting and a sort to the expenses table. The users should be able to sort by category. So just to do something really simple here, I'll show you. It's going to create a new branch, which is really neat. So when we're talking about branching, what it's doing is it's actually creating a brand new environment. Environment's, I know, like a big word, or there's a lot of uses for the word environment, but it's creating an independent sandbox, if you will, that this code is now going to be running on. So it's totally independent of the rest of the code base. You don't have to worry about messing anything up. So you can play around as much as you want to in here. You can change as much as you want to in here. It's not changing code right now or doing anything like that. The only time, I mean, it will change as you start to add it and you'll see it go here. But the only time that anything gets changed on your actual code base is when you click this NPR button. So let me explain that better. It is changing your actual code base right now. I'll say that because it's on a branch, but you don't have to worry about it necessarily messing anything up on production or anything else that's user facing. That would go through a PR review. And I'll talk about the collaboration things that we have in just a minute. But you'll see it's going through here. It's going to help me add sorting functionality to that expenses table. It's looking through the code base to figure out what it needs to do, and then it's going to implement that. So this is, again, one way is I just looked at this app and I said, oh, this really needs it. This is a really good feature. Another way that you might do this is through a PRD. So I can go ahead and create a new branch and let me do this. I know right now, if I'm looking at this, I can interact and see there's no calendar page here yet. So what I might want to do is I want to go in here and I want to say, okay, let me do a plan. And I want to, building mode is doing what you're seeing here. It's actually going through and it's immediately making the changes. It's immediately building, but I can do a plan mode is I want to add a new calendar feature where I can see all of my leave requests. So use Now, one other thing that this has that we have is we have third party in what's called MCP, Model Context Protocol servers. So for me, I'm going to use the Supabase MCP to find the database tables and use the correct API routes. So this is a horrible prompt. I'm going to be honest. You'd want to do much more than this, but I want to trust that the plan mode is going to start to ask me. And then one thing I would like to do is to like ask any clarifying questions. Now, it'll already do this, but I want to be a little more explicit. So I'm gonna go send a message. One of the things, again, you're not seeing me mention things about styling. You're not seeing me mention things about specific components. You're not seeing me mention these things. And part of the reason is it has my design system index. It's already scoped to this space. So it knows that it should be looking for that and it should be working with that already. So let me, and it's got the code base as well, right? It should already match the existing code base that's there in the design system. So it's going to go do that. While it's doing that, I can go back to this one and I can click in here. It's going to load this up and we can see that there's sorting. I put the sorting on expenses. Yeah, it's still working. Oh, it's right there actually. So you can see that added a little up and down arrow. So now I can sort on that and it's an alphabetical sort. So again, that was a horrible prompt, which is why it just did what it thought was best, which is this. I might want to add things like if you go into directory, you'll see here I added a search. So if I type in like Jim, how did you not find Jim Halper? What is going on here? Yeah, so Angela's in there. It's probably because it's only on this client side. So it's only doing a sort on on these few items here. So if you got a job title of engineer, it'll find those two. Same thing if I'm looking for active employees. So I added this as well, again, using the components that were already in that design system. But you'd also notice that I'm starting to operate in parallel here. So there's multiple things that are going on. So I don't just have to do one thing at one time. I can start building out multiple branches, anything that you have an idea for. Again, the plan mode, if I go back to this, it should start asking me some questions. Yeah, let's see. Okay. It's gonna add a calendar view. It's still thinking. Let me, okay, let's let it think for a second. While I'm still thinking, I want to actually go back to, oh yeah. So I'm going to go back to Slack real quick. And a lot of us have Slack. We use Jira, various things like that. You've seen, I've just put in an idea. You've seen, I'm going to do plan mode here in a second. Another thing is often in your work, you'll get product feedback coming in from your Slack. And then if I go to here, so I've just created this. I've got a very basic Slack. We have a builder agent that sits in these channels, and you can add to your workspace and put it in a channel. And then what you might get is you might get product feedback that, let's see, the one thing I did notice earlier is that on this page, the leave management, the sick leave, like this was out of alignment. It wasn't aligned with all the rest of these. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. You can go into a design mode we have here and you can move those things around manually. Or I could, for instance, I could take this and I could just make a screenshot. So I can do a screenshot there. And then let me go back to that one, drag this in and tag builder. Okay, let's see, in the HRM demo project, these cards and the text in them should all be aligned properly. And then it can be a little bit descriptive. So if I want to tell it specifically on this one, I might be specific. I know the sick leave is the sick leave card looks like it is not aligned with the others. What Builder then is going to do is it's going to create a new branch. Oh, select a project. Cool. So I'll go ahead and select that right here. And it's going to create a branch now in that project for me. And what's really great about this, again, is I don't have to leave the thing I'm working in already, which is Slack. So I don't know about you, but we have product feedback channels that come into Slack from all over. We have different channels for these kinds of things. We have that's external feedback. It can be internal feedback. It can just be even your own thing. If you have an idea, you could also do it straight from here and not go into the app itself. You'll be able to see it's going to set that up, and then I'll be able to click that and view it here. I'm not going to do that quite yet. I'm going to go back. So I'm going to click to this one. Yeah. And let's just do a full month view. Yep. So it's asking me questions. So this is that plan mode that I get to ask questions. So what's great is I can go through and answer these, or I can click on other and just tell it exactly what I want. So you just should only requests or all. So I should only see mine. Actually, let's do role based. So where managers see all, but employees only see their own. Cool. The actions should be create a new request, and then we want to edit or cancel, and we want to filter by status. Probably view details too. Let's do that one. So it's got all these others. I can click now submit, and now it's going to start building that out. So yeah, so that's how you're taking all those things in and using that to build actual working prototypes. Like you're again that match your design, that match the app that you're doing. And you can see that what's really great about this is if I go back to this one here and let it spin up, I've had it sort to the expense one. So this is a very small one, but say I really need somebody to approve this or I need somebody to review it. Builder has team collaboration tools as well. So the simplest one is obviously you can just share it with people. So you can click this share, you'll get a preview URL, or if you can invite people into the space, or you can make it public if you want. But that's the project itself. But if I click this preview URL, you'll see it's going to open up. Yeah, so you'll be able to go and you'll see this. So you click into here and let's go back to expenses. And now I can see this. So simplest way you can share is share the link. But if you want to go and then let's see, maybe I want to actually ask somebody to review it. So I can click this and I can actually add a reviewer and I can search for, let's see, Adam, where are you? Yeah, there's my other user. So I can add a reviewer and add Adam there. And then what's going to happen is Adam will get an email, which I'm Adam, but I'll get an email that says Adam's asked for your approval on this. So you can go and look at it. So there's that. And then other part of this is we have comments as well. So if Adam comes back in, starts to look through here, we can add comments, or you can say Adam, if you want to do this in-app, take a look. Yeah, this, tell me what you think, and you can actually screenshot it and do that. So there's a handful of ways to do collaboration. The design system part, I saw somebody ask, does it actually strictly follow and maintain consistency with design system? Yeah, that's the goal of this. If you go back to the agent, you can also in here, if you want to get more granular, if you notice that something is off, you can do at, and what you'll see is the design system indexing that I showed you earlier. You'll be able to go down here, and so you can reference all the files in the code base, but you can also see that my design tokens have been auto-indexed. So I can make sure that specifically the colors that I've asked for are respected if there's a question. So if you notice that the AI for some reason didn't use something, you can specifically highlight it and say, no, use this primary foreground color, use this secondary color. You can even scroll down and specifically reference the components that have also been indexed. So you can say, no, I really want this thing to use this accordion that I have. And so this accordion component is going to then be passed as context to the LLM so that when it creates whatever it's going to create, it's making sure to use that indexed accordion that you have there. So just another way to add context. So if I'm going to this right here, let's go back to this one. Yep. So it is you get a plan that's ready for review. So then I can open this up and I can see essentially like a PRD, product requirements document. It's going to have all this stuff in here. It's going to talk about the database tables that it's in here, how it's going to implement it, how it's going to work through all that. You don't necessarily need to worry about this. The specific things that you might want to look for are, again, the success criteria. So the calendar page is accessible here. It displays the current month. And so like I'm generally good, again, because this is kind of it's a prototype. It doesn't necessarily have to go on the next stage. I really just want to see what it's going to do. So I'm going to click implement plan. And then it's going to take that plan that it just built and start working through all that. Yeah. So let's see after those things, if you want other things, so you can also see we have a responsive mode here. So if you're working in this, and this is again all this has all been for desktop primarily, but I want to see what the design looks like on in responsive mode. I can click enter responsive mode and I can even adjust this or just drag it and see how it is. So I've got this is mobile, obviously, and I got my iPad, tablet, and then I keep going. There we go. And then we hit that 1200 kind of thing here. I guess this is set to yeah, and so we can adjust these breakpoints. You can see here we can specifically target certain. So if I want to specifically go for iPhone 17, this is how to look in iPhone 17. And then I can go, oh, you know what? This is kind of definitely not what I want for this. So that's where we can go another branch. And let's go ahead and do another branch. And we can say on mobile, make the nav bar, make the nav bar a hamburger menu instead of showing all the navigation items. Huh. Yep. And so I'm gonna go ahead and build that. If there was context here, I could do, let's see if I don't know if this one has a mobile. So let's see. I guess I can't reference it from here. That's okay. So let me go ahead and just build that. So it's going to create a new branch for that. Again, while it's building this other new feature. Yeah. So let's see what else is in here. Let me go back to my different pages here. So one of the things you'll see if we go and take a look, I just want to show you what one of the pull requests look like. So let's say I've gone through all this, I've added the sort. I don't think did I do the PR for this one already? No, I did not. Okay, let's go ahead and just send a PR for this. And this means that developers are going to review it. They're going to take a look and see how the code is. So you'll immediately see that it's going to create this pull request. What's really nice here is that we just now have one commit. So it's really easy for developers to kind of see the changes, and you're not like having your whole repo just filled with tons of commits or anything like that. You can see it's using from this is from the Lucid React design system that I've been using. Yeah, that's from the icon, sorry, the icon library. So then I can scroll down and see all this stuff in here. It's just the one file. It's a pretty simple change. What's really great, if I go back into here, is it adds an automatic summary for me. So I don't have to figure out, okay, what was it I was trying to do? It enables users to sort expenses table by the category column. It had a problem statement, a solution, and the changes. This is a really simple PR, obviously. So then somebody could look at it and merge it. A more complicated one, just to show you an example, was I had this leave management dashboard and approvals. So this is a much more complicated thing, adding a new route and some other things. Oh, this did not have oh yeah, okay. So one of the things you'll see here is we have this builder agent that also reviews these pull requests. In addition to just having the thing where you send the PR and then you have a bunch of other agents or things that review it, you're able to take screenshots. It's taking visual representations of what actually changed. One of the things that found a critical issue of the application hanging when selecting a leave type from the create request dialog dropdown. So I might not understand what that means, but I can show you what we're going to do about that in a minute. So it found two potential issues. One is the database name field mismatch. It should be leave type and not type. So it will cause insert failures. And again, you don't have to understand what these mean. I'll show you how you can get around that in just a second. So you can say sorting by profiles compares the entire object, not just the employee name. This won't sort correctly. So let me go ahead and just I can type builder, builder. Let me see, maybe it makes me do it top level here. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh, no. Oh, let's see. Maybe I don't have it. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have it installed in my specific organization. So one of the things you can do here is you can actually tag builder. You can tag the builder bot, which we call it, and builder bot will fix these for you. So generally what I do within our organization, and again, forgive me for not organized or for not, this is one of the demo things, right? But typically what I'll do is I'll tag this and I'll say at builder bot, I'm just doing this for whatever, but at BuilderBot fix this issue. And then you'll hit comment, it'll automatically do it. And what it does is it goes into the same branch that it's on now and fixes it. So I can always go back and take a look and see physically like what it did and what it changed. to make sure that nothing else changed that I wasn't expecting it to. Again, all in all, just being able to prototype visually, being able to see what's going on. This is dramatically, again, like I said, sped up time to market in terms of a customer having an issue and then being able to walk through the workflow and then share it with them, walk through, okay, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And getting that immediate user feedback. And you can see how it dramatically drops the time from I'm not in another tool. I'm using the tools that I'm already using, and I'm not having to go all over the place and then ask a bunch of different people to do a bunch of different things. I'm able to design in the way that I expect to be able to design. I'm able to develop in the way that my company develops and using the code base. And then I'm able to do multiple things all at once. So just in this, and I know it was a small demo, but just in this, we're able to make pretty massive updates just within a day and get those things available to our stakeholders, both internal and external. So still see what it's doing with this calendar page component here. One thing, let's see. Just make sure I covered all of our bases on this. Okay, so here we go. Has it done anything with our calendar? Oh, it's still not ready. It was a big feature. One thing I want to show you that also then addresses the, if you go back here, let me go back here. So you can also see these things in the project menu. If I want to see specifically maybe what branches that we have available, you can get this view so I can see kind of what am I working on that's in progress. And I don't think of it in terms of, you can think of it in terms of branches, which is more of a developer focused thing. If you want to think of it in terms of a designer or something like that, you can think of it in terms of feature or a functionality that you edited. Tend to make this smaller. This branch is specifically for this fix, or this branch is specifically for this feature. So I can see what's in progress, kind of what has a reviewer this should be here. And then this one should have been here, but it went into PR open because I opened a PR for it as well. And then what's been merged. So I can take a look at these as well. And I can open those up if I wanted to. And then maybe older branches that I have that have been archived. So again, I think that this shows how you can get from demo state into working prototype using your production code base and using your production design system. So let's go ahead and go back to here and see. Fingers crossed. I'm really hoping that we get something I can show. Update this to support edit mode. No, it's not going to work. So let me do this. Let me take some time for some questions. And then if this decides to show up at some point, then we'll do that. So let me stop sharing for just a second and let's go to the Q&A tab. Let me find that. Oh, here we go. We got 3 questions in here. Okay. Am I editing just inside builder.io, a platform that already exists, adding element, or are you creating a new one with some prompts? It is maybe a little bit confusing. So let me share screen again. So the builder platform exists already. Within the builder platform, that's where you would pull in your code base. And I'm editing my actual code base. Like I'm actually editing against my files. I'm editing against my design system. I'm editing against all those things. It's not that I'm doing something net. You can do new things in Builder if you want to create. I can go back to here at any time within my projects. Let's see. And I can just tell it what I want. I can create a brand new project if I want. I've got a starter template, so I can make starter templates too. So one of the nice things about this is, let's say you have this design system or you've got this template that you want for your organization. You can come in here and you can actually create a starter template using this. And so what that means is that anytime a user was to create a new app or a new idea, what they would be able to do is they would be able to go in and use this as their starter template. So that would, like I said, is my default. I can also associate design systems. So that's where like projects created from this template will have a design system attached, so that any app that gets created using this template will automatically have this design system attached to it. So we can go to template settings and you can see there's a bunch of other stuff in here that I can set and really configure it like I want to. I've got environment variables. If your team is setting this up for you, they can make this as, what's the word, personalized as they need to. You can also attach additional repos to it. So you might have one repo that interacts with a different repo for maybe for front end and back end, or you've got this one specific type of functionality that's contained in this other repo over here, but you really need it in the one. So you can connect all these things together and do it that way. So that's one thing I did want to show also with this. If we go to project settings here, that just shows you what I was just taking a look at. Yeah, let's see what other questions we have. Wondering whether Builder is suitable for freelancers or mainly intended for companies already using Builder. Also, for someone consider committing to Builder, are there boot camps or job opportunities available? Yeah, we have. You can go to the careers page for sure. I know that we're always doing live streams like this and other things as well. But I will also say on the first thing is Builder is suitable for freelancers. It's like incredibly fast. Like you've seen what I did. Imagine being a freelancer with the ability to do this too. We do have pro plans, we do have team plans in addition to the enterprise plans. And so, yeah, I would encourage you to definitely get a pro plan. You can even start for free today. We got monthly and daily limits that we don't typically have. We don't have it all for pro and team, but you could start a free plan today, see how it is, see if you like it. This does work for GitLab. It does work with Storybook. It does work with AWS Workspaces. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. I do believe it does work with that though. It's possible to export variables separately in the design system. Yes, it is possible to do that. When you pull in when you index that design system, those variables will get pulled in as well. So I know again, this demo had both things connected in the same, and both things were connected, but you can definitely do them like that. Let's see. Okay. Any other questions? I got all these. Let's see. I answered that one live, answered live. I think we're up against time. So let me just kind of say a final farewell. Let me do this. Let me get the slideshow pulled back up. Just a second. That way. Yeah, here we go. Cool. Back here. Okay, getting started. Create a free account. Let me go ahead and present that. Yeah, wrong thing. Excuse me. Just create a free account, visit builder.io, click sign up. It's really easy to get started. Again, you can do anything that I just showed you, not anything. You can create lots of things that I just showed you. If you have non-enterprise plans, you're going to not get things like design system indexing. You're not going to get some of the collaborative things, some of the collaborative tools kind of start at our team plan that you'll see in there. But you can get started today and you can start building things out and you can go from production or go from prototype and go from your design all the way to production incredibly fast, just like I showed you. So again, the demo was an actual demo. We used real code, we used real data, we used a real design system, and we created real things. So thank you for joining today. Really appreciate it and see you next time.